bet, let's go. Right. So I placed 50 grand with them in a private lending program. They paid me out ahead of time. And in my head, I was a very unsophisticated investor. I was just like, this is short term. I'm going to cash out. There's an election coming up. I don't know what's going to happen with this. I didn't understand the financial vehicle behind it. Right. So I pulled my money out, and I still to this day wish I would have kept that in. So when I got to work with these guys, I was just like, hey man, I want to be the reason why people don't make the same mistake I made, right? Like I think people putting money with you guys should really understand what they're doing. So I had a bit of a relationship back then, even though I didn't really know them. Then, by December 2019, I started really talking up. Full disclosure, right? Like August 2019, they invited me to their like charity volleyball tournament. I was on a team with Greg, and he's like, I'm doing content strategy. I'm like, oh man, I got this client that's a content strategist. I was trying to give him advice. Then I was at their golf tournament in November, and I'm like, how's that content thing going for you? He's like, it's a kick in the teeth, man. I need some help. So we got together for like a happy hour in December. I dream wove this like idea of this like community-led content experience. He bought into it, and it was like first week of January 2020 that I was in there doing the marketing thing, right? Asking them who their ideal client is, asking what their value prop is, and really starting to understand the business. And it took me about a year of doing that and running the show with them and running strategy for them while, I was actively trying to build a relationship with him. So I still to this day run at 5:15 in the morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I go on like a 4-mile run with Greg. So like it was a lot of those, it wasn't just the show. It was a lot of those runs. It was a lot of the in-between things of me really understanding stuff, asking him things like, yo, man, I'm renting in Jacksonville, but does it even make sense to invest in a rental property before I buy my primary residence? Like just really poking holes at everything. And in the meantime, asking all my smartest friends, like, why aren't you guys investing in this? And understanding why they weren't doing it, until it really just started making sense with me once we started analyzing a property every single week, which we call the property of the week, right? Like we do this like Thursday property of the week thing. And started really diving into the concept of leverage, and then it started really making Meredith, this is week, right? Because we do the echo. And then that piece started really making sense to me, along with the experience of when they were recruiting me to see if they wanted me to be their marketing strategist. It's like, hey man, we expect everybody to come to this like all hands meeting that we have on Tuesday mornings. It's called the TMM, the Tuesday morning meeting. And I'm like, yeah, great. I can't wait to go to some other company's all hands meeting. Awesome. And I showed up, man. And immediately it struck me that this is a different place, right? Like it was at the time, 85 people completely locked in on each other. They started off with these like core values